So now that we've exposed you a little bit to Soil to Service, the parent organization of the Detroit Institute of Gastronomy, I want to just discuss real briefly on some of the highlights that make DIG a little bit different than, and the apprenticeship style of education different than some of the other opportunities that are out there for culinary education. So the Department of Labor predicts that by 2026, there's going to be 1.3, almost 1.4 million cooks needed in the United States. That's a huge number in the hospitality sector, that 1 in 10 jobs. This is a growing demand as hospitality and tourism continue to be a booming economic sector and segment in the globe, really. In all of our travels throughout the past few years, globally, we've seen this huge desire and this huge need for cooks and hospitality workers. So you've chosen an awesome career path to grow and to continue to grow. And like I've always said, people will always be hungry and people will always be lazy. So one of the unique things about Detroit, as you may or may not know, here in Southeast Lower Michigan, we're booming. You know, Zagat Guide, Forbes, Eater.com, so many of these publications are talking about Detroit as this up and coming food destination. You start hearing about culinary tourism from London and Jamaica and France and Asia and parts of Japan and all over the world. People are coming to Detroit. You just walk downtown in New Center area or any of these booming little pockets of downtown Detroit, and you can see people with cameras taking pictures. It's hard to get restaurant reservations now. That's huge. Well, the need is, we really need more culinary school graduates, more trained cooks in the industry, but traditional education models just aren't working. We've been in the industry for a long time. We've been in culinary education for a long time. And the team at DIG that's behind it knows that it's really, really challenging to take a recent culinary school graduate and put them right on the line. And so we're trying to revive the old apprenticeship model of education. And in Southeast Lower Michigan, it completely faded away. We're one of the only apprenticeship programs in Michigan right now offering culinary education. We're really here to help fill the employment gap in the hospitality sector. And we're helping the workforce become ready for an incredible student graduate. And that's you. You're going to come out of this program with on the job training that's guided by a mentor that's been vetted by the American Culinary Federation, that's been vetted by the Detroit Institute of Gastronomy, that meets our rigors, that's committed to your career. On top of that, you're adding doctoral level educators in some of your courses for the related instruction. And that you can do at your own pace. And you're going to have a schedule of your online classes, but if you get off of work at midnight and you're still pumped up on adrenaline from service, you can log into your coursework and start your coursework. If you want to do it on a Sunday, on your day off, maybe it's a Tuesday, maybe you have a Wednesday morning, whatever your day off is, you can log into our portal and you're going to learn all about that and then do your coursework. So you don't have to go to a traditional institution and sit through a boring lecture. It's this brand new approach to hospitality education. We've based it on the job training, and the American Culinary Federation has this tool that we're going to expose you to in this orientation that is incredible. It is just really, really user friendly, and it tracks all the competencies that are needed to be an effective, skilled culinary leader in this industry. On top of that, we've included 7 internationally recognized stackable credentials into our program. So we're going to be testing you along the way. In each of your exams, you're going to not only receive a grade, but you're also possibly, for a lot of them, you have the potential to earn a credential. So you can be certified during your education on top of after your graduation. DIG has been approved to operate the American Culinary Federation's U.S. Department of Labor approved registered apprenticeship guidelines. So not only is the leader in American culinary standards and guidelines approved us to do their model of education, but we've also been now fully registered with the Department of Labor here. What does that mean in the state of Michigan? You can access funding. we are now registered with the Department of Labor. So upon successful graduation, you'll get a approved apprenticeship graduate certificate from the Department of Labor. So talk a little bit about the structure of Detroit Institute of Gastronomy. Like we talked about in the last lectures, we are operated by Soil to Service, which is not for profit. Again, I stress that, as you maybe heard about some of the culinary career education out there that are for profit run. We are a not for profit business. We're governed by the Board of Soil to Service. So the Board of Directors of Soil to Service runs and governs our institutional policies and a lot of our guidance and decision making. But then DIG has its own special advisory committee, and this advisory committee is committed exclusively to the education of our program. And our advisory committee is made up of professional chefs. Many of those chefs are our places of employment, but we also have HR professionals, those human resource professionals that know what it takes and what the industry needs and who's on the front lines of hiring and firing. So we have a great committee built. There is a culinary director. You're going to meet him coming up very, very soon. And then we have a few other directors in there. We have instructors that we're going to continue to build our roster of incredible instructors. We have some great ones for you lined up as you progress through your related instruction and into some of your more advanced coursework. And we have these student concierges. This is what really makes us different. You may have already been assigned a concierge, or maybe you haven't yet, but you've definitely met some of our concierge team. Now, these concierges might be one of these directors right now. They might be your instructor for that course. But the concierge is the person that's there from the start to your successful graduation to help you and guide you along your path to make sure you're successful in your education here at DIG. You're going to learn more about them in a different section and more of the services that they can provide and the scope of what that concierge and our concierge team can do for you. So that's a little bit about DIG on the high level. You've chosen us, and we thank you for that, and you will not be disappointed. We are very, very excited to launch this program, to have you as a part of it, to guide you along in your culinary career, and make this long-term connection between DIG, the American Culinary Federation, your place of employment that takes you through our educational model, your mentor. You're going to network and get industry connections that'll last a lifetime. And up next, in the next section, you're going to meet some of the people behind Detroit Institute of Gastronomy. There's going to be short little video clips of the key players that made this program happen.